Hey guys, it's Saturday evening-ish. Um, it's about 5:10, and this is round two of our Saturday. I was live earlier with a um, fairly good amount of people showing up. It was nice. Some could stay for a while, some could only stay for a few minutes. Man, I appreciate everyone who comes by for however long and for whatever reason. Um, Appreciate the support. And really, I think for the first time, I think when I first went live. This was back last summer. I had a few trolls come in, uh, making some comments, and of course, I had so few people come in that um, I just went ahead and engaged with them, just had fun. But now with more people, that doesn't seem to be really the best course of action across the board. It just provides a distraction for everyone else. So I don't know what the answer is. We'll see if more come in this evening. I know quite a few of you deal with this on a regular basis. Um, for me, it's not something to deal with, really. At least I don't think so. That it comes with I guess it comes with the territory. I'd sort of take it as a bit of a compliment. If your channel's growing, you're going to attract more people. If you attract more people, you're going to have some good people and you're going to have some bad people. Uh, you take it in stride and you do what you can. As I mentioned before, it's all a practice. It's all a practice of kindness. It's all a practice of compassion. Above all, it's all a practice of patience. So somebody comes in to chat, and let's call them a disruptive influence. It's a practice. I get to practice. What a perfect opportunity. Hey, I asked for a bigger audience, I asked for a bigger channel, and I asked to be more spiritually mature, to be more patient, and to be more kind. So it seems like everything I asked for is coming to me. Maybe not in ways that I originally would have chosen. That's what you get. You get what you get. Our friend Barb is here. Blessings, my spiritual brother. Blessings to you, my spiritual sister. Um, so, what a good indicator that if someone shows up who is less than kind, if someone shows up uh, who thinks that they are insulting. I mentioned before, um, basically, online, I'm virtually bulletproof, um, meaning I really don't care. There was a book in the 70s, maybe the 80s, Terry Cole Whitaker. It was a bestseller, and it was the title. I don't remember if I actually read the book, but I love the title. What you think of me is none of my business. Imagine if people carry themselves through life with that thought. What you think of me is none of my business. And our friend Flower is here. Flower, who should be asleep, but is here. She's always welcome here. The only time I ever, make a comment about being asleep is because you know, we care about you. Flower and Night Watcher really helped fuel the conversation today because, especially towards the end, we talked quite a bit about art and practicing art, which is one of my all-time favorite things to talk about. So that might be the conversation for this evening, because I opened up the conversation tonight talking about practicing everything, 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 everything. You practice kindness. No one expects you to be kind all the time. That's why it's a practice. We practice patience. No one expects you to be patient all the time. The amazing thing is, okay, no one expects you to be kind all the time. No one expects you to be patient all the time. Why do you expect yourself to be patient all the time? Why do we get upset with ourselves when we do something that we would so easily forgive other people for. Um, I'll use the example of our friend Nightwatcher, who um, is the work that I've seen that he's posted on his YouTube channel. He's an amazing artist, and yet, as a lot of artists are, he's very self-critical. But how many people have a talent and don't do anything with it whatsoever? Flower and Nightwatcher, they've been blessed with a gift. But with any gift, it has to be developed. If you visit our friend Barb sometime, La Caria, I know I pronounced that one wrong. I didn't have my cheat sheet with me. La Akira. She's very patient in her crafts. When she's sitting at a table crafting, she is very patient, and you don't hear any self-judgment coming from her. You don't hear her say, well, I really messed this up. I wish I was better at this. She just very calmly, very patiently, very lovingly pursues her craft. That's the way to do it. And that's why I kept urging Nightwatcher, fall in love with what you're doing. Meaning, don't fall in love with the end result. Fall in love with the practice of it. Fall in love with every single curve of the pencil, every line, everything that's going on. Oh, Flower says, how are you? Sorry, I missed that. I'm doing well, Flower. How are you? And let's see. Barb says that it's a troll. Yeah, I figured. Flower says she's good. Awesome. It attacked wolf today. Yeah, we had some here earlier. I very much appreciate them giving me watch hours, because I'm getting close. I'm getting really close to hitting that magic number. So Barb said, well, Barb, you can stay. I don't care one little bit. You know between me and you, Barb, there's absolutely nothing but love. And nothing interferes with that. Not a single person can come in here. And as I mentioned before, me personally, I haven't a care in the world. So, hey, we continue our conversation like we always do. And we thank the people that are coming here and lending me the watch hours. I certainly need them. And you know what? When my channel is monetized, I will buy myself a cup of coffee and I will take a sip and I will salute my troll friends for the help that they extended me. You never ever need to apologize to me, my friend. Now, I had a conversation about this with Mocha a while back, and we talked about apologies and how I'll often say to someone, you never have to apologize for me, or don't worry about it. And we both had the realization that, you know what, it's not about us. Of course, no one has to apologize to me for anything. However, an apology is just as much about the person who is apologizing, because they need to say it. They need to express how sincere they are. So I got to get in the habit of saying, instead of saying no need, just simply say thank you. It is not for me to accept or deny someone's apology. It's just simply say thank you. Thank you for that sincerity. Thank you for that kindness and the concern that you're sending in my direction. That you care enough about me to issue an apology. In Hawaiian shamanism, there is a art form of forgiveness, and it's called Ho'oponopono. Don't ask me to spell it. It has an H, and it has a lot of O's, and it has a lot of P's. Um, and it's literally 4 phrases that you say to yourself. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you say it for everything. Because in shamanism, and particularly Hawaiian shamanism, there is the deep faith that there is no observer separate from the observed. So if I am aware of any situation in the war, from warfare to turmoil between people to crime, any of it, sickness, I'm a participant in it. And as that participant, I can clear it up. I can say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. It doesn't have to be in that order. It's the order that I learned it and the order that I remember it by. So if I am in a situation, if I'm in my live stream and people come in with any kind of issue, to myself, I can clear it all up. I can simply say, because I'm a direct participant with it, I can simply say, I'm sorry, to myself, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I can be very, very sincere about it. Because anything I see is part of me. Anything I see, I can either be a healer or I can make the problem worse. I certainly don't want to make the problem worse. So, again, we continue on. And when we have people come in who want to have a conversation, hey, anyone is free to talk about anything here except for other people. When other people come here, generally I just ignore them and accept the watch hours. And I say thank you very much. Man, you guys have really helped me get closer. 4,000 watch hours. That's the goal. Let's see. Flower says there's like meditation recites, or I don't know what the other thing is. SM. Some don't know. I don't know how to call it, but I hear those, and it would be okay. And I did not get all of that, Flower. Just some of the abbreviation. I'm not quite young enough yet to understand. I did get the weird part. Sometimes we hear things, and we could call it subtle energy. Angels are subtle energy. Anything that is a little, out of the ordinary is just a subtle energy. Nothing to be scared of. Weird is good, in my opinion. Our friend Goldie is here. Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. Goldie, how are you? How's your weekend been? Was today a work day? Flower very kindly offers me a breakdown. SMTH is something. NTH, nothing. Got it. I might not remember it, but I got it for right now. You know what? I think if we were to continue our conversation that we had with Night Watcher earlier, Goldie would be a perfect person to talk about creativity and artwork, and how she communicated with her daughter as she was practicing her artwork. That would be very interesting to listen to. Barb says, sorry, I won't be coming back. They attacked my family that has passed away. That is so rude. Blessings, Goldie and Eric. Barb, you're always welcome here. I don't care who shows up. I don't care if people come in to troll. Um, as far as I'm concerned, for me, I hate the fact that anyone's being mean to you. Absolutely can't stand it. Um, I wish I could help you. I know you're doing your best. You're uh, filing things with Facebook. But as far as your friends are concerned, I'm here for you. Don't don't not come hang out with us because you're afraid of trolls coming here. Um, Barb, they're giving me watch hours. They're literally buying me a cup of coffee. They're buying me groceries. Eventually, um, they're helping me fulfill my dream of making a small but tidy income from my participation on Facebook. As I mentioned before, personally, I'm bulletproof. Um, I go back to the title of that book. What anyone thinks of me is absolutely none of my business. So I have, for my friends, and Barb, you are a dear friend, I got a welcome in, always policy. You're always welcome. And I apologize to you um, that's happening here because I know what happens on your channel, but I wish I could provide you a safe place. Well, here I was chatting away and did not even realize how far behind I was. Goldie says, Barb, please stay. I agree with Barb, or I agree with Goldie. Goldie says, yes, first work day of 6 in a row. Wow. Right, you were off yesterday. Jacob's here. Hey, brother. Jacob, how are you, my friend? Jacob says, hey, everyone. Salute. Goldie says, I agree with Eric. Flower says, it's the monks preaching, but it's very creepy because the noise is kind of distorted, and it was like 2 to 3 a.m. Yeah, I guess that would be a little weird. Our friend Laradox is here. Says, hi, Laradox, how are you? Flower says, it's nothing to be creeped out about, but yeah. Barb says, I always watch. I appreciate that, my friend. Bumblebee says, hi, watching and eating. Thank you, Barb. Or, sorry, I'm getting all my names confused. Thank you, Bumblebee. Goldie says, enjoy your mule tea. And T says, Barb, big gentle hugs. I'm Goldie's friend. Thank you for that, Bumblebee. Goldie says, so did Nightwatcher get my message? Flower herself said she was unable to open it, but she did send it to Nightwatcher, I believe. Let's see. Barb says, I don't want this in other channels. I can definitely understand that. And I definitely appreciate it. But you know what? For now, at least, it seems that's what's happening. And hey, I'm more than willing to take any troll if it means I get an opportunity to chat with a friend. Flower says, darn, what is with me? Is this house haunted? I think it's just late and you're probably tired. It's got to be, what, 3 a.m., 4 a.m.? And Bumblebee says it's not right to be doxxed. It certainly isn't. And Flower says, yep, she sent it tonight. Awesome. And Goldie says, yes, that's why it's the first of 6 days in a row. Flower says, now it's raining. Bumblebee says, hi, Eric, Yogi, Flower, Goldie, Jacob. Jacob says he's doing good, brother. My knee is slowly getting better. It's been 8 days since I haven't done any burpees. That would be tough. Very tough. I'm fast approaching to 900 days of burpees every day. Flower says, because usually, if they even preach, it's like 5 or 6 a.m., but it's 2:30 a.m., so I was just weirded out. Understandable. Well, Barb, thank you very much. Truly, truly gracious of you, my friend. Let's see. Goldie says, Eric, can you please send both links to Flower and the voice message? I can do that. I think. I've never sent a voice message, but I believe that I can. I'm writing myself a note, and I will do so when we are done our conversation for the night. Flower says, thanks, Miss Barb. That's very much appreciated. It is. Bumblebee says, Flower, sleep deprivation, lack of sleep, can make you see and hear things not there. I get it when I when I don't sleep numerous nights. Please take care and sleep when you need. Excellent advice from our friend Bumblebee. Barb says, you're welcome. And Goldie says, nope, Barb, it's the other way around. Thank you for being yourself and not giving up. 100%. More wise and kind words from our friend Goldie. Because it would be easy to do that. But Barb shows up every day. Hey, she's here right now. She's showing up for a friend. Very much appreciated. Our friend Squirrel Sniper is here. Says, greetings to Barb. Goldie says, hopefully she can open up at least one link. I hope so. Flower says, yep, she will. Squirrel Sniper says, greetings again, Eric. Always good to see you, my friend. Bumblebee says, hi to Barb. May I call you Barb? It's very hard to type your name in Goldie's friend from the UK. If you're worried, I also subbed and loved the resin work you did. Yeah, I actually met Barb as Barb. And boy, I would stumble over her name. I practice it. Every time she comes in, I make a point of saying it at least once. The same with saying Myanmar and Bangladesh for our friends. But yeah, I would stumble over it each and every time. So it's just easier for me to say Barb. And she really does do amazing work. I love visiting Barb. I had the opportunity to go visit her earlier today. Our friend Mayhem and Miracles, Masha, is here. Masha, how are you? I was talking about you earlier to our friend Joe Delaney, who has awesomely grown her channel. And that was made possible by the graciousness of Mayhem and Miracles, who opens up her channel for just such a thing to happen. But again, it's almost, you got to show up to work. You got to show up knowing that nothing comes to you without you being of service to others. And Masha really makes that clear in a very, very kind and gracious manner that, hey, if you work for other people will show up for you. And boy, has that been the case for me. And wow, has it been the case for our friend Joe. And I see her everywhere now. What an amazing thing that she took that time with Masha, um, and she's all in. She is just supporting, she's loving, she's putting out positive messages for everyone, and her channel's reflecting it. And she's got such a powerful message. In my opinion, Joe Delaney, she's a game changer. That her channel is going to be um, absolutely huge. And people like me will say, I knew her when. And people like her will be exactly the way she is right now. Loving, kind, and gracious. Jacob says, blessings to you, Barb. Very kind of Jacob. He's a very kind man. Here's another one. Positive message on his channel. And I see his channel growing as well. I think Facebook, or man, am I so far behind the technical times? I bet you our friend Flower is laughing, giggling right now for me saying Facebook. YouTube provides such a wonderful platform to, one, to be an artist, two, to have something so uniquely us. Put out our message, put out the wonderful thing that we are. And Mayhem Miracles puts out that platform to allow people to do it. It's a win-win. Bumblebee says, Barb, I was a crafter. I'm hoping to restart, including resin work, when I get a home to live in. I'm looking forward to seeing that, Bumblebee. All the way around. Looking forward to seeing you in a comfortable home and a place to work. Barb says, I'm doing resin of a small dream catcher, and we'll be doing diamond art on it. Awesome. Flower says, hi to Miss Mayhem. Mayhem is eating. Squirrel Simple says, Barb was a great catch. So, how far behind am I? Let's see. There, boy, you guys see me squinting at the phone as I try to make out someone's name. Nahum says, hi, hello, my friend. How are you? Bumblebee says, Barb, I saw that the mold had a extra loop on the bottom of Dreamcatcher. And Nahum says, hi again. Cody says, Barb, please don't dignify that with an answer. Barb says, Bumblebee, it does, and we cut it off and sand it down, then coat it with epoxy again. Epoxy seems to be, I know nothing about this style of crafting. I love watching it, you guys. But epoxy seems to be an extremely important substance. Flower says she'll be right back. And Huma Queen says, hi, Burpee hugs. Hello, my friend. Matcha says, I was mad this morning, no internet till late afternoon. Someone cut the wires, and a lot of the city was out. Oh, wow. Amazing that in this day and age, it takes something So simple for that to put everything out. Bumblebee says, Barb, I saw the feather. Um, feather dish had a soft spot. Weird. I saw that too. But I guess it was in the mixing or timing. The hum says it's almost last day of school. Congratulations. You put in a year's worth of work. You get a summer of rest and you do it again. Barb says I fixed the soft spot. It is good. Awesome. Bumblebee wants to know if Nahum, do you have plans with your off school, when you're off school? Hey McQueen says, how are you today, Yogi? I'm doing well. Goldie wants to know where Nahum is from. I'm going to the pool in the summer. Awesome. Man, being young, out of school, and being by the pool, some of the best days of my life. And now, being old, taking some classes, no longer going to the pool, still some of the best days of my life. Masha says, it's okay, Goldie. I got a lot done. It does free up a lot of time, doesn't it? Barb is asking, Queen, where are you from? Really? Eric Point says, Squirrel Sniper has something in sight. He always does. Squirrel Sniper, moderator extraordinaire. Bumblebee says, Masha, I'm glad you have a connection back. It's so frustrating, no power or connection. Nowadays, we rely so much on it. We do. Nahum says, what job are you doing? That's a good question. I'm semi-retired. I was a caregiver I used to be in retail management, mid-level retail management. I did not care for it, but I was pretty good at it. And then after I got married, I started my own home business of training people. I went to the homes to train them, or they came to my home to train. And I kept that up quite some time. But then with the COVID shutdown, and I became a critical caregiver for my father. If anyone were to ask me, what's the most valuable thing you've ever done? 3 things in my life: sharing caregiving duties for my mother with Alzheimer's with my father. When my wife went to do a tour in Iraq, 23 and a half years in the Air Force, and she went, did a tour in Iraq in a pretty dangerous time, taking care of my stepdaughter, who was starting her first year in high school, and then being the critical caregiver for my father. His final years and then the last few months is when I became a critical caregiver. But I couldn't train people, so I stopped. So I became a meditation teacher and a breathwork coach. And I'm trying to become an independent, small-time YouTube person that makes just enough money to buy myself a book on occasion and pay my taxes. So, having said that, you guys being here, for whatever reason you come in, man, do I really appreciate you guys being here and just helping me out. And it all helps, every little bit of it. Just having a conversation. This is why I fall behind. Someone asks me a simple question and I talk for 15 minutes. Barb says, hi to Eric. Eric Lapointe is in the house. Bumblebee says, Masha, I'm glad you have connection back. Oops, I already read that. Emma Queen is from Louisiana. I know I'm pronouncing your name and the place wrong, but I got Louisiana right. Jacob says, it's not the end of the world. Burpees will come back to me. That's what I'm training for. And you're getting in those high reps anyway, even without burpees. And in some ways that worked out well because it shows the people following you that, hey, no matter what happens, you can get your reps in, you can get your workout in. Jacob was a perfect example of resiliency and positivity in the face of not being able to do the thing that he loves to do. Um, Amazing. This is why Jacob's going to have that big channel, because he demonstrates. His life is his demonstration. Let's see. I'm getting some beeps. I got a lovely message from our friend Empress of the New Earth. Barb says, Sequeen, no, you're not. Mayhem says, to Bumblebee, it got me behind. I have a routine in the morning, giving watch hours and watching lives. Yep, I've had Ivy up, and I have had UK Medic up, and then other people. I've had them up continuously, and then I go to other people and I'll do a video here and there as I'm able to. Nahum says, you are so nice. Well, thank you. I would say I try to be, but I mentioned this earlier today. To be honest with you, I no longer try to be anything. I just hang out. Just myself. However it is. Sometime that might not be so nice. I don't know. But it could happen. I don't perceive it at any time. Goldie says, Barb, we'll see it happening. Don't worry. This is true. We got her back. We've got Barb's back at all times. Bumblebee says, Barb, I mainly made greeting cards, but I am currently homeless and temp accommodation. But being in, they put in accessible hotel rooms, but I move often. I'm glad you're receiving help, Bumblebee. Barb says, Goldie, Queen is another troll, attacking Wolf and I. Eric, I do need to leave. The trolls are now in here. Barb, I appreciate that. As I mentioned before, though, I'll take 100 trolls for one conversation with my friend Barb. I'll take 100 trolls in the 100 watch hours that they give me. But the important thing is that I absolutely love having my friend Barb here. And I know the trolls bother you, and I'm really sorry about that. But rest assured, they mean absolutely nothing to me whatsoever. My one and only concern when you're here in my room is you feeling comfortable, you feeling safe. So I'm definitely not going to, say, Barb, please stay. You know how I feel. You know you're always welcome here 100%. So I leave it entirely up to you. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable, my friend, is perfectly acceptable for me. And you and I, we got lots of places that we can talk. We got your channel, we got Facebook. So however you proceed, just know I'm holding you with love. Goldie says, thank you, Eric Lapointe. And now, truthfully, did you laugh? Nahum says, I want to be an engineer. Hey, that's a really worthy endeavor. The world needs engineers. And you know what we need? We need engineers with insight who are looking for a new paradigm, who want to lead the world in a new and positive direction and not just keep things the same. And the people who are going to do that, they're the engineers and the scientists and the artists. They're the ones who are going to give birth to that new paradigm shift. We were talking to our friend Empress of the New Earth, and I was talking about what a perfect name that is, because that is exactly what we're doing. Is we're bringing forth a new Earth. Every single one of us. Every time Eric Lapointe puts up a new video, the world gets a little better. Somebody watches it. I get to see a cow. My world's better. I smile. When I smile, I go outside. I see a stranger. I smile at them. They see a stranger. They smile at them. All because Eric Lapointe took the time to take a video of a cow and post it on his YouTube channel. How amazing is that? Not to mention, I got to spend an hour this morning hanging out with Barb at her table, listening to her talk, being in conversation. For a little while in the morning, I had to leave. I couldn't stay the whole time. I got to go on a walk with Goldie yesterday. That's the new Earth. Those are the things that certainly make life a little bit better. For me. Hopefully for you guys too. So, hey, another long-winded answer. Being an engineer is a wonderful thing to be. Bumblebee says, Nahum, enjoy the pool. An engineer is a decent career. All the better with it. Yep. Flower says, can you boost someone by rewatching their videos after and after? Yes, you can. You can go to someone's playlist. I've had the good fortune of having several friends here do that for me. And I am this close to my goal. I always prefer saying aspiration. Just seems, I don't know, it fits me better. It feels better. 3,384. I am 616. I'm actually less because YouTube is sitting on 5 days. Each day they add one, but it's been consistently 5 days. Duncan Walsh is here. Duncan Walsh is here early. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Does that mean Duncan Walsh is here early because he has some new torturous training routine that's going to take him a long time to explain to me, and I'm going to be forced to do it tomorrow? Or is he here? Is he here early? I don't know, because he had an easy day. Goldie says, what was funniest? My reaction to the free shower I got, or my joke about driving. I'm going to see what our friend Eric Lapointe answers to that. I got to say, Goldie, you have absolutely a lovely voice. Duncan says, hey to Eric LP. Hey, that makes me think, LP used to be a record, was called an LP. And I said that for decades. I have no idea what LP actually means. If anyone knows. If anyone knows, I'm going to guess that our friend Squirrel Sniper knows. Um, let's see. Here McQueen says, I feel like I have to leave. I don't want to be bullied. Well, you certainly won't be bullied by any of the people that show up here on a regular basis. That's for sure. Um, and if you do feel like you're being bullied, I apologize. But you know what? I always understand if people don't feel comfortable here. Um, so I always say, you know what? It's an open door policy. Holy cow, am I far behind? Um, like I mentioned before, I need to make sure I need some kind of buzzer. I need an electrical shock system. I need to give Duncan Walsh or Eric Lapointe um, a buzzer that sends an electrical pulse. So I'm going to skip over some comments. I'm going to try to skip over, you know, some of the Goldie says she'll be back. Eric Lapointe is holding the fort down. Eric Lapointe is in charge. I'll split the duties, Eric Lapointe and Squirrel Sniper. Jacob says, thank you for those kind words, Brother Eric. That inspired me big time. Salute to you. And I'll tell you what, I follow people for a reason, because they are putting out those good vibes in the world, because they're inspiring, they're doing good work, they're helping people, and you're at the top of the list, Jacob. Now Hump says, I want to be an engineer. Hey, you know what? It all starts with that. It all starts with saying to yourself, I want to be an engineer. And then you get it done. Bumblebee says, Masha, routine is important. More so for some people. Wish I could get into a routine. Yeah, it's really important to me. Mike 3 was timed out. Nahum says, do you play games? I don't play games. Well, you know, every once in a while, solitaire. The old-fashioned kind. I remember offering to teach my dad to play computer solitaire, and he said for him it was the texture of the cards, how they felt. Not just playing it, but the whole ritual of playing solitaire. Bumblebee wants to know what part of the world Hum is. It's in America. A long time ago, I was Mexican. Hum wants to be an engineer so badly. Again, man, that's how it begins. You got to want it so bad that you envision it. And when you envision it, it becomes a distinct possibility. Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras says dormant forces become alive when we endeavor to follow our dreams, when we're inspired by a great idea. Dormant forces. Barb says, anyone need help with crafting? Get me at her email address. Awesome. Hey, thanks you for making that offer, Barb. Jacob says, I really enjoy your content as well, Eric. Thank you, brother, for Film Nature and Burpees. You destroyed those burpees. Yeah, I've been doing them for a long time now. I'm closing in at 900 days straight. I'm not in Unk's category. I'm not in Burpee King's category. But it's a decent streak. And I've been enjoying doing the nasal breathing. Squirrel Sniper says, Barb, I will put them to rest. Here's a safe place to talk and chat. Thank you, Squirrel Sniper. Thank you very much. Eric Lapointe says, Squirrel has him in his sights. And he wasn't really joking when he said that. Squirrel Sniper knows what he's doing. Big time. Cody says, Barb, please listen to the voice message. I left you in private now. Flower says, trolls. Well, take care of them. Thank you, Flower. Bumblebee says, if you study, you will eventually get there. Have belief that you can achieve it. Excellent advice from our friend Bumblebee. What's the old saying? If you perceive what you perceive, you can achieve. And this is true. Very much so. Everything started. Emerson said, Ralph Waldo Emerson, that the ancestor of every, what was it? The ancestor of everything made, everything, I'm getting it wrong, is a thought. Basically saying everything begins with a thought. So right now you have the thought, I want to be an engineer. That's how it begins. You're already in process of becoming an engineer. Jacob says, I hope you grow successfully on YouTube. Thank you. It's an honor to be one of your supporters. Salute, brother. Salute to you as well. And as I mentioned, I definitely see your channel growing big. Being in that upper burpee sphere of inspiration and helping people. Nahum says, I don't know. I do hard math. Just remember how badly you want it. And you can definitely overcome. Bumblebee says, Cal kissing the camera. Doesn't get any better than that, Bumblebee, does it? Flower says, I hear strange noises. Is it the chanting again, maybe? Squirrel Sepper says, to Nahum, do you understand? Man, not only do I not understand it, but I cannot pronounce it. I hope Nahum understands it. Goldie says, my daughter wants to become an architect. When I remind her about the mathematics, she says that's the engineer's job. She has a point. We all have our roles to play. Tom says, do you play games? Nope. Although I'm friends with some gamers here. And I absolutely love what they do. Bumblebee says, Nahum, sorry I don't, but maybe someone else does here. We do have some people come in who do play games. Our friend Noble plays games, but I don't think all that often. Duncan said, did you look at the YouTube boosting option? Do you know how long you have left to achieve the watch hours? My understanding is it's like a continuous. It drops day by day. So there's no set time. However, I started going live last July 1st, as a matter of fact. So I started accumulating some more watch hours in July. So those hours will start dropping off. I'd like to get it before July. I'd like to get it by the first day of summer, which will be the 20th. And it's doable. I haven't looked at that yet, Duncan. It's on my list. Goldie says, Barb, YouTube is funny that way. Let's see. Flower says, nice. So, Miss Barb, could you make a short video? Not a YouTube short, just a short video, about 15 to 30 seconds. Nahum says, I'd love to play Roblox. I haven't heard of that. But, man, I'm so out of the loop. Barb says, I agree that Goldie has a beautiful voice. Yes, she does. Masha says hello to Flower. And Squirrel Simple says long player. How far behind am I, guys? You know what? I should just bring up my desktop. And I can see how far behind I am. Guys, I'm going to dig in. I'm going to get to the bottom. Wish me luck. Squirrel Sniper says, got a lottery ticket, Eric. Your luck's in. Awesome. I like hearing that. Nahum is 12. That means Flower is still the youngest. And up later than she should be. Goldie says, T, I'm already a friend. You don't need to butter me up. There you go. Flower says I'm still the youngest. She has the title. Bumblebee, very kindly, very graciously says, Goldie, I'm not sucking up to you. Just being honest and blessed to know you. I feel exactly the same. Richard Runs Trills here. Hey, Richard Runs Trills, guys, is an awesome ultra runner. Working hard on his recovery. Actually is looking extremely strong and fit these days. But it was Richard who told me, who originally offered to help me with watch hours. And that's when everything started shifting. He also suggested that I ask some friends, and things started shifting more. So I owe an awful lot to Richard. Not to mention that he just has an awesome channel. If you guys do any running, distance or otherwise, it doesn't really matter, or work at equipment, Richard's the place to go to because he does awesome reviews. And I'm looking forward, sooner or later, we're going to have a burpee comeback from Richard Runs Trails. And I hope he does it live. Goldie says, I know, but I try to keep that hidden. Nahum says, I'm so young to be a YouTuber. We got some young friends who visit. Barb says you need to try this site. A bit strange, but it's a shamanic drumming. I absolutely love shamanic drumming. Sergio says, do you own property? Like a ranch? Farmland? That kind of property? I own a home. I'm a co-owner of a home. Flower says, no, 12 is a reasonable age to be a YouTuber. She would know. Bumblebee says, why hide the truth? You know me, Goldie. Certain things I don't keep quiet about. You're a good egg, as British term for a good person. She is a good egg. Nahum says, bye. Nahum, appreciate you coming in. And hey, good luck on 1, the upcoming school year. 2, just enjoy your summer at the beach. And 3, on eventually becoming an engineer, my young friend. Goldie says, hi there, Sergio. Is that a polite question? Flower says, by Nahum, I'm going to guess that Yogi bored you. That was an easy guess, Flower. Eric Point says, lyrical poet, LP is my guess. That's a good guess. If we don't know it by the end of the conversation, I'll Google it. Barb says, our senses make us who we are. The fingers are more important than anything else. Interesting perspective. I feel the same about the heart. And science shows more and more that the heart is actually more of the center of intelligence than the brain is. The brain has a function, but it's not that center of true knowledge that we give it credit for. And of course, that's been a known fact in yoga for quite some time. I'm going to take my little herbal pill. Bumblebee says, Barb, if you like drumming, have you seen my 2 videos of a still tongue drum? It's a meditation drum. Richard says, Nahum, not young. My daughter is 8 and has a channel. Hey, definitely go visit Bumblebee's channel. Sorry, I keep saying page. and listen to the 2 videos. Beautiful, beautiful work. Flower says, I think Sergio was asking if Yogi owned any property. Yep, that's what he was asking. And like I said, I inherited a home. I inherited my home, actually, from my father, from my parents. But so did my brother, which is why I live with a smoker. Barb says, I will so and watch it, Bumblebee. Awesome. Let's see. Squirrel Sniper says to Barb, you know, all the giants had 6 digits in each hand. I didn't know that. Flower says, no, that's interesting, even though you weren't talking to me. We're always talking to you, Flower. Bumblebee says, Barb, I hid my videos because of crap on YouTube, but being brave and strong and put them back in public. But I might put more in public soon. Being brave and strong and what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to go back to one of my favorite, gracious. We were talking about drumming. We were talking about Amazing Grace. And Bumblebee was kind enough to, and strong enough to put him back out so that we could listen to him. And I'm awful glad that she did. Barb says, Bumblebee, that is amazing. I used to play that with my native flute until my sinus cancer. Sergio says, why? And Goldie says, Sergio, I didn't think you for a gold digger. Barb says, well, I forgot. We go to a gathering tomorrow with cancer patients and survivors. It's an important event, gathering that healing energy for everyone. Goldie has an excellent point. You remember today, Barb. Write it down on paper. And Barb says, I had mine twice, but said I was strong in faith and courage than those others. Duncan says, I think it may soon become the case that as more people join your live stream, it becomes nearly impossible to converse with everyone in it. It comes to just joining. Or I get faster. Duncan, is there a training program? Should I do reading intervals? I read 6 in a row really fast. And I take a 30-second break. And then I read 6 in a row really fast. Duncan says it may evolve into a simple talk by yourself. Yeah, I figured I'll play it all by ear. See what happens. Squirrel Sniper says, I think Sergio had Matrix and Media mixed up. Sergio says, what is the plan to get rich as in spirit? It's a good question, Sergio. I don't have a plan. My own personal view is that in spirit, I'm already rich and nothing needs to be done except realize it and then live from that place. And when I'm rich in spirit, wonderful conversation that I had with Goldie a while back is we talked about being content. Doesn't mean lacking. Content means with what you have. And if you need a little bit more, then you work and you get a little bit more. If you have a little too much, you give some away. You share it. You give it to charity, someone who needs it. Just enough. If I do that, then my exterior life, the exterior riches of my life, will match the interior richness of my spirit. That's the plan. That's what I hope for. Sergio, that was an awesome question. I appreciate that. Flower says, at this point, YouTube is just another TikTok making vids unless you're not within a million subs, won't be noticed as much. That might be true. Goldie wants to know if surgery needs to get rich. Bumblebee says, Barb, even when we get strong, it's okay to not be okay. Have a wobble. If you fall, get back up. Wise and compassionate words from our friend Bumblebee, and so true. No one's strong all the time. Barb says I have over 600 videos and over 600 shorts and over 1,000 lives. Wow. And excellent live sessions. I very much enjoy your live sessions. Sergio says, rich as in spirit. Yep, that's what I hopefully covered. Meaning that spirit-wise, it's already there. Spirit-wise, I don't need anything. Eric Point says, I'm not pulling any punches with these people tonight. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, this is so. Squirrel Sniper, I knew it. LP equals long player. Thank you. Goldie wants to know then why you're looking for gold, Sergio. And Bumblebee says, Flower, how many hours did you sleep last night? Good question. My guess is probably not enough. And Barb says, Bumblebee, when I fall, it takes 2 ambulance drivers to get me out. Yeah, I know you took those falls, what was it, a week ago? I told you, not enough sleep for Flower. And Goldie, of course, agrees. Squirrel Sniper says, Sergio, when a truth resonates inside you, that's your spirit's recognition. More awesome insights from Squirrel Sniper. So I'm going to scroll through a few comments. R. David is here. R. David, welcome. Sergio, they took the gold and gave us a promissory note. That's interesting. Bumblebee wants to know, what time is it now for Flower, and do you have any plans tomorrow? No plans for tomorrow. Barb says it's only 15 minutes. Most of the time I get myself up, but if I hit my back or head, then I get home. I'm glad you get home. Goldie says, Eric McCarty, did you see the Twisted Trees? I'm sorry, Goldie, I didn't. I actually had your channel up and I was set to watch, and I missed my opportunity. But I will dive in because I'm very interested in seeing the trees. And as I mentioned up above, I really like hearing your voice. Cody says, Barb, may I call you that live? The Godzilla's here, and he has some good news. What's the good news? Godzilla says, I talked to my parents, and they said for Christmas, they'll buy me an original King Ghidorah. Ghidorah, did I say that right, Godzilla? Figure. That's awesome. Hey, Christmas. It's just a little over 6 months away. No time at all. Goldie says, I'm happy for you, Godzilla. Me too. Godzilla says thanks. How am I doing, guys? Am I catching up? Wolf says, sorry I missed the fun. Oh, wow, I am missing stuff because Mocha's here. Hello, Mocha. I appreciate you being here. Hello, Wolf. I appreciate you being here, too. Barb says, hello, Mocha. Barb says, Golden Eagle woman went back home today, and she flew back. I hope you guys had a nice visit. Hey, I'm all caught up. It was a feat of endurance. This might have been harder than my last 100-mile race. I don't know if I mentioned this before, that my 100-mile race, my last two, were done in the rain. I'm not sure I told Eric Lapointe that before. And I'm almost positive I've never mentioned that to Mocha before. Barb says we did. Awesome. Goldie says, I used to love Christmas. It's not white anymore. I'm trying to think the last time we had a white Christmas, and it's definitely been a while. Goldie says never. Almost positive. You would think it would have come up in conversation before, but I'm almost positive that I never brought it up. Almost positive. Mocha might have a different recollection. I will let her comment on that. Eric Lapointe says, rain you say? Not sure. And that seems like something that Eric Lapointe would remember in a conversation. Barb says we never had a white Christmas, a New Year, or Thanksgiving, but not Christmas. Huh, interesting. That it would be Thanksgiving. I don't suppose you get much snow there anyway in Louisiana? Goldie says, really? Of course she might. Maybe slightly. The problem is, when I get caught up in the conversation, then I don't know what to do with myself. I need that hurdle in front of me. Barb says, not much, maybe once every 2 years, but it's slushy. I used to imagine that I would love living in the bayous. I love those type of areas. Goldie says, Sir Eric Point, which was the funniest part of my life? Barb says, like watching the wet sand. Eric Point says, Christmas is my crazy time. Yeah, I bet. Barb says, I love it, but the giant mosquitoes are not fun. Yeah, I bet. Some of the worst mosquitoes for me were actually in Maine, hiking on the Appalachian Trail. And I hear they're really bad in Florida, or not in Florida, Alaska. Barb says, well, oh, let's see. Goldie says, for me, it's mixed feelings when it comes to the bayou. What's the mix, Goldie? Bumblebee says, sorry, internet had a wobbly moment. Godzilla wants to know, what camera do you use? It's a Samsung Galaxy. Pretty old. I think like 1973. But it functions. and it's simple enough for me to understand. I think if I upgraded to a 1976, I would be completely lost. Barb says, I love the bayous. It is so peaceful, but you have to know where you are and an eye on the water at all times. Yeah, I would imagine. With the, I know you guys call them cottonmouths. Here we call them water moccasins, although we don't have any this far north. A little farther south, if I were to drive maybe 100 miles south, there would be cottonmouths. Cody says, I don't like reptiles, and you guys have them. Gators there. Yeah, they do, as an alligator. Yep. Godzilla says, nice to use a tripod too. I do use a tripod. When I'm doing my burpee videos, I use, what are they called? The circle lights. And then for just a little talk here, I just use a little small tripod. Barb says we got too many. I have never seen an alligator. I heard them. Once in Florida, we slept out under a bridge. Believe it or not, I was hitchhiking through Florida. And we didn't get a ride for a while. We went under a bridge that was by a river, probably too close to a river. And we heard the alligators that were snapping their tails in the water. Barb says, I don't like spiders to jump on you without knowing it. Gators and snakes, you can see them coming. That's an excellent point. Goldie says, also I make a point of keeping my spiritual life clean, and voodoo is quite popular there. This is true too. So that's 2 reasons for mixed feelings about the bayou. 2 excellent reasons. Barb says, Goldie, not as much as you would think. It's people playing that, and it don't work. Interesting. Eric says, the Capricorn thing was pretty cool, Goldie. The Godzilla is not a fan of spiders. I don't mind spiders too much. I don't have much of an issue with them. Goldie says it's a bridge that has all the zodiac signs on it. That sounds pretty awesome. And Barb says, years ago it was, but now it is mostly for show. Now there are cults way near New Orleans, but Central and West we don't. Good. Let's see. Bumblebee says, Goldie, the bridge was nice. It had the zodiac symbols. And Eric said the flower appears. The Godzilla says, sorry. If I see a spider in my room, I call my dad. That's what dads are for. I actually, I don't mind spiders in the house because I know they're also keeping out other stuff. If it seems like a spider that belongs outdoors, some spiders, being inside is part of their ecosystem. They're in here for a reason, and they're actually offering you protection. And I always try to communicate with them. I always say hi, I welcome them. I leave them alone, they leave me alone. But if it's clearly an outdoor spider, then I'd want to go ahead and put it outside. but has clearly been established, I'm pretty weird in the stuff that I do. Barb says, I hate the bridge between Lafayette and Baton Rouge. Why is that? Bumblebee says, having internet connection issues if I don't answer. Goldie says, yes, we have them piers closest to my home too. T got a picture of one. Barb says, we are not to kill them because of Grandma the Spider. Nice. I like that answer. Goldie says, is that a dangerous area, Barb? And Barb says, it is 18 miles long. Wow, that's a long bridge with only bayou under it. You know what? It does sound like it could be a little scary, but I absolutely love that there's an 18-mile stretch of wilderness beneath there, that it's still there. We've done a number on the wetlands here in the United States, that's for sure. The Everglades are just a fraction of what they used to be. The scary thing is, nature always reclaims its own. Maybe not now, maybe not in our lifetime, but nature always reclaims what it is. Bumblebee says, I used to be phobic of spiders, but learned to deal with them, and I put the whole walnuts or concerns down as they keep most away. This is true. The Godzilla says, I'm going to go play some Creatures of Samoria Roblox. That's the second time that was mentioned. Goodbye. Hey, Godzilla. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for sharing the good news that you had. Always appreciate when you visit. Barb says, then just making turnarounds now, then the bridge to New Orleans is bad. Goldie says, let me guess, gators in the 18 miles of bayou. Yep, a lot of them. Goldie says, bye to Godzilla. Bumblebee says, concerns, I mean, conquers. Think it's the inside of the fruit of the horse chestnut tree. Okay. So, spiders appreciate that? Barb says, it goes over the Atchafalaya River. I used to travel that river to get to the old granny for training of herbs. Wow. Bumblebee says, I would like the gators. I did a race in North Carolina. Mocha and I did a race in North Carolina. And it is the northernmost spot where alligators are found, as well as Venus flytraps. Right through a swamp. So it was a 24-hour race. It was actually our first 24-hour race. And Mocha was sleep running. And our first 24-hour race, she got so tired late at night. This is 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. We'd been moving all day. Mocha got her very first 100K at that race. And she would be running, and she would start veering towards the edge of the swamp because she was asleep. And she would jerk herself awake. Or if I was there, I would give her a little shake. A little scary, considering that there was alligators nearby. Not so scared of the Venus flytraps. Jacob says, hugs to you, Barb. Jacob says, salute to everyone. Salute to you, my friend. that burpee day is coming up. Full recovery just around the corner. I'm looking forward to seeing you put in the burpee reps. But as I mentioned before, nonetheless, you got your reps in. Gordy says, take care. And Bumblebee says, Goldie, yes, the fruit in the branch inside, there's a brown like pebble type seed, but it's like a nut. Interesting. Barb says, we take the spiderweb design as making the dream catchers of old. Also, the web thick enough will stop bleeding. Nice. And Bumblebee says, go to remind me next time we talk, I find a photo of conkers. And Goldie wants to know, are those the chestnuts they roast on coals? Bumblebee isn't 100% sure, or the wild ones. There's a difference. So I just wanted to look real quick and see if any of our friends might be going live. Oh, I wanted to mention too, I need to remember this for tomorrow, to Night Watcher and Hello Flower, my friend Hank's Art, who does 1 to 2 minute drawings on his Facebook page. Why do I keep saying Facebook? On his YouTube channel. And he has a great soundtrack, and he'll just do the drawing. Of course, he speeds it up. Amazing artwork. It'd be great to see one or both of them maybe try something like that. Just a suggestion. I think they'd appreciate seeing him perform his art either way. Jacob says, yes, sir. Thank you for that, Eric. As long as we can put in the reps, that's all we need. This is true. Doesn't matter if it's burpees or not. Just got to make it happen. Perfectly said, Jacob. Cody says, yes, wild ones are not edible, but they used to manufacture medicines. Interesting. And we got a link drop from Barb, Spider Grandmother. I have heard creation stories of Spider Grandmother. I clicked on the link, and the first thing that came up was the Hopi mythology. And you and I have talked about that before, Barb. I really love the Hopi mythology. Navajo, too. Different tribes really resonate with me. Iroquois as well. The Iroquois. Several books have been written about the cosmology of the Blackfoot Indians, as well as the philosophical leanings. If people who might be familiar with Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it was actually based upon the Blackfoot Indians and how they society was set up. Bumblebee says, how is Night Watch today? Hope he's feeling a little bit better. If anyone sees him, pass on my wishes. Thank you for that, Bumblebee. He was in earlier, and he definitely seemed in better spirits. And hopefully he'll be in tomorrow afternoon, and I will pass that on. Squirrel Sniper says, Night all. Squirrel Sniper, thank you so much for your effort tonight. It's really appreciated. And well, you guys did, you and Eric Lapointe. Excellent job. And you both managed to drop some really interesting and insightful conversation at the same time. Barb says it's like the owl. Most think it's is evil. Others think it's a messenger and to be honored. I absolutely love owls. One of my things in the morning, since it's still dark when I go out the first time, I immediately switch directions. Whenever I hear an owl, I switch directions and I try to track it by sound. Um, and sometimes we catch them in the daytime. Most recently, I did quite a few videos of some daytime owls. Goldie says to Night Watcher, take care. Barb says goodnight. And she has 2 owls across the street. Awesome. I absolutely love hearing them. So we'll actually probably call it a night soon, another 5 minutes or so. Thanks for sharing that, Barb. Yeah, it seems the spider grandma, they're very big in the southwestern tribes, although it also says the Chippewa, Lakota, some of the Northwest tribes, Choctaw, Tennessee, and Mississippi. Very interesting. So, hey, here's the thing. We had some rough moments in the chat, but every single one of you persevered. You stuck by each other. You stuck by me. And it really goes to show that, man, we just stick to the things that we love to talk about, that we keep supporting each other, that we offer each other love and compassion. And you have awesome, awesome moderators. That's a big thing. We can navigate through all of that stuff. Barb says, thank you all. And my spiritual brother Eric, my love goes out to you, and blessings and hugs to all. To you as well, Barb, thank you very much. Goldie says, yes, we do. Yeah, I'm actually, I'm pretty happy. None of us have to be dragged down by those circumstances. And if one of us does feel like we're dragged down, hey, that's why you got all of us. Every single one who comes into the chat. Bumblebee says, thanks, Yogi, for letting me know about Night Watcher and passing on my message. You're welcome, my friend. And Wolf says, I would like to express my appreciation to the mods for the excellent job today. Yeah, they did. Man, they stepped up. We also need, we're also sorry it was needed. Hey, Wolf, I'm really sorry that you guys have to go through that. Just know, hey, when you're here, we got you back. Bumblebee says, Barb, I'm glad you stayed and we chatted. I am too. Absolutely. You guys turned it into a wonderful conversation. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight. I thank you guys. Hey, and you know what? As odd as it sounds, those trolls gave me some watch hours. So, inadvertently, everything serves in some ways. Wolf says, and we appreciate that. Always, my friend. Bumblebee says, Moon, are you connected to Barb? They are certainly connected. In case they're not here, Bumblebee, they're married, husband and wife. Wolf says, blessings to everyone and blessings to you, my friend. Beautifully said by Barb. Wolf is my walk beside. Man, I like that expression. I'm going to use that myself because I am often asked my connection with Mocha. My walk beside. I'm going to write that down. Hey, Barb, thank you for that. Gordy says, Barb, see you in a bit. Wolf says, Bumbles, you could say so. And Bumblebee says, thank you for letting me know, Yogi. And Barb says, yes, you walk evenly, not in front or behind. Beautiful. So, hey, big appreciation to Squirrel Snipers and Eric Lapointe. Eric Lapointe says he's not playing, and he certainly showed it. 100%. Same with Squirrel Sniper. Absolutely awesome. As always, I really enjoyed the conversation, and you guys made the conversation. I'm just the guy reading stuff. I'm just the guy reading stuff and mispronouncing stuff. Bumblebee says, I must try hard to do Yoga Nidra and sleep better tonight. Yeah, Yoga Nidra has become fairly essential for me. I love it for the withdrawal of the senses in that deep rest, that psychic sleep, yogic sleep, as they call it. Barb, I hope it works for you, and I hope you get a great night's sleep. Again, Bumblebee, Barb, Wolf, Eric Lapointe, Squirrel Sniper, the Godzilla, our friend Jacob, Milka McCarty was here. Some of the new people, Sergio was here. Sergio's been here a few times. Always appreciates when he shows up. I know I'm missing some people. I know I'm missing some of the... Oh, Duncan Walsh was here. Always fun. Sorry I didn't get a chance to talk more with Duncan. Our friend Flower, of course. I cannot forget Flower. And the new people. All of them. Guys, thank you. Hey, I hope, speaking of Flower, I hope she is fast asleep. And guys, I'll see everyone. If you're around tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. And thanks again, guys.